We're going to move over to your team, the Oilers. They had a first time in Oilers history, they had a perfect California trip, 5-0. They beat LA Thursday, 6 straight wins for the first time since back in 2015. Smitty on a tear, 6-0-1 his last 7. Plus, he had that unreal overtime dish to McDavid versus San Jose, one of the best assists of the year. McDavid had a 15-game point streak, a 6-game goal streak that ended over the weekend. Jay Woodcroft having a great year, too, as the coach, 19-7-3. And we got to talk about the effect of Evander Kane since he's joined 21-9-4. He's obviously done well for them. But Wit Dog, the Oilers looking good lately, buddy.
I could not be more proud of a team than I am of the Edmonton Oilers, because throughout all the hate and all the naysayers and all the people saying you're a two-headed monster and you got nothing else, all they've done is come back and be one of the best teams in the league. The best teams in the league for the last 2 months. And people, their schedule's weak. They played a bunch of crappy teams. Everyone plays the same amount of teams, okay? Everyone plays every other team in the league twice. And then your division opponent's 4, whatever the times amount is. I'll say this. Since Woodcroft came over, their 5-on-5 play is noticeably, I'm talking on a different level than before. And Mike Smith right now is our game 1 starter. He looks great. He's gotten into form, and it's not that surprising because he battled back from injury. It's going to take a little while. He's also 40 years old, or if he's not 40, he's turning 40, maybe even 41. But it took him a little while, and now he's feeling it. And now this team is so confident in the way they play. Woodcroft has a 5-on-5 system. They're able to get it done. They are easily one of the top teams in the league right now. And you can say that that's bullshit, but look at the numbers, look at the stats, and it's a fact. And that Saturday night game, while I didn't watch the game, and I don't miss Oilers games, but Saturday was like, I'm watching the Masters, then I went out to dinner, and then it's like, I can't stay up. I cannot do it. I was playing golf Sunday morning. So, yes, it was Colorado, Edmonton. How am I this big of a fan and missing the game? Sue me. I was at the friggin' NCAA title game, all right?
So everyone.
So that game, they proved they can play with the top team in the league in a shutdown affair. If that game's 6-5, it's like, all right, yeah, we kind of knew they could do that. But they lost 2-1. They didn't have any business doing that game. Darcy Kemper put on one of the best performances in net I've ever seen in my life. The Oilers outshot them 11-0 in overtime, which I believe is the biggest outshooting of another team in overtime since the league ever existed. This is overtime began. Who knows what year that was? They put on a clinic and they dominated Colorado. Enough where, yes, they lost the game, but they got a point, and you're like, all right, not only is this team a completely different club, they haven't clinched playoffs, but they're in. They're in playoffs. Right now, it could be L.A. I'm a little worried that Vegas is going to gun down with the injuries in L.A. It could end up being Edmonton, Vegas. That's not ideal. Let's leave Calgary trying to play Vegas and having to deal with them. But no matter what, we're going to be in the playoffs. We got 2 of the best players in the world, and we have a goalie who's really found his game, and at no better time. And we didn't blow a 4-1 lead lately. We didn't deal with any of that bullshit. We don't have a record.
He's bragging about
no
a loss in Colorado, but you fucking didn't have a
Biz was in diapers. What?
Bragging about a regular season loss to the Avalanche. Way to go, Oilers. But on it's a tough sell. But going back to the goalie situation, and I asked you via text, and it's been a whirlwind over this last 7 starts for Mike Smith. 6-0-1 already, you mentioned. On top of that, you saw the assist he had in that San Jose game where he headmanned it. One of the nicest assists by a goalie of all time to hit McDavid in stride in the 3-on-3 with the back paddle on the after his own save. You would start Smitty if day 1 of playoffs was tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No
brainer. Just after him getting healthy and seeing this 7 games, you're willing to hand the net over, when I think that Koskinen's numbers after that Tippett gotten fired turned around drastically.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking about both of those guys, while playing way better lately. Smith is on a different role, and Smith has taken a team that you were on, which makes even more of a miracle, to the Western Conference Final. Koskinen's never done anything in the playoffs. He's never had success. So I'm looking at Mike Smith as a guy who's been in the playoffs, and he's found his game now. And that game in San Jose, everyone was all over me. Oh, they beat San Jose. Big deal. San Jose sucks. Okay, well, they were on the road, and they scored a huge shorthanded goal by Nuge to tie the game up late in the third. Yeah. And then one of the assists of the year. To see a goalie bat the puck down after a save and just headman it like a legit tape-to-tape Roman Josi pass for McDavid to bury the OT winner, it was a sick highlight. I'm going to say that. So I love where the Oilers are at. I really do. And what else are you supposed to say besides when it was so dark and so ugly in January and December? It's the exact opposite of that now. And Kayla Yamamoto,
like the weather there.
Yamamoto's taking some heat. I like this kid's game. I think he keeps getting better. Now, he's not very big, but he's got some spunk to him. He plays hard. He plays with heart, and he's finally finding his scoring touch. So I'm looking forward to the playoffs, and I won't miss a game.
Do you think the fan base shares the same opinion as you on the goaltending situation, or is the fan base still divided?
I will say, split 50-50.
I will say, and you made a comment about Smitty bringing us to the Western Conference Finals. It's funny that San Jose was actually the place where he turned it around. It was game 2 of the regular season, and I think it was game 2, but San Jose was where he had the talk with Berkey about how he was like, I had a tough start, and he was coming over from, I believe it was Dallas, where he was with Tippett initially, and Berkey says, buddy, he's like, if you want to be a starter, it doesn't matter how shit you were last game. You got to find a way to erase it from your memory and hit the ground running the next game. And then all of a sudden, you just kind of saw his confidence turn, and that's when he took us on his run. So who knows? Maybe the Edmonton Oilers do have the Mike Smith of the past, and he's finally found his game. And if that is the case, puck playing abilities and all, I'm even more nervous than I was last podcast, and that's creeping in. But as far as Calgary's concerned, they're still playing some great hockey. But I will say it is good to see this Battle of Alberta actually becoming somewhat of a battle.
The only problem is every time they play, Calgary completely kicks their teeth in. So, yes, the race for my earring or your shaved stupid head is alive, but I'm still, afraid if they ever met, it could get ugly.